I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary.
Hello, Aquarius moon sign people. This is your Virgo full moon reading for 2019. This is when the new eclipse season starts in earnest. Now, we know that we're just coming out of the Leo Aquarius eclipse season that ended in November. We're now in Cancer Capricorn, and that south node is really very, very active. South node in Capricorn is a stellium with Saturn, Pluto. We have now Venus that has joined the south node and promising a lot of very powerful activity during this full moon. But we say that it's beginning in earnest now because it wasn't finished. We just had a total lunar eclipse in Leo. So that just goes to show since November, Great Mother, we still needed some time before we completely wiped our hands of that last eclipse season. And didn't it begin actively August 2017 in the eclipse? The world stopped to watch solar eclipse in the United States in Cancer Leo in the nakshatra of Ashlesha. Ashlesha is the nakshatra for this full moon, which is also a clue about this being the threshold, the doorway ultimately into the new Cancer Capricorn South Node. Now, welcome to you. I want you to know that new moon readings with Great Mother is all about the wishes. It's all about your intention for the lunar cycle. So Aquarius new moon wishes that were just posted were suggestions from Great Mother that you work with as someone experiencing mama drama trauma. Mama drama trauma is my area of life coaching specialty. I'm an inner work life coach specializing in mama drama trauma. It's a condition in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto her child, causing emotional and or physical trauma. In cases where she's unable, unwilling, or unavailable, she may have transitioned to heal her own MDT because it is a cycle. Loving detachment is required. That is my specialty. I support people in living in loving detachment. And what is that? That is letting go of the mother that we want. That mother, that fantasy mother, the one that loves us all the time, that is always supportive, that never abandons us, letting her go and accepting the one that we have. Okay, and so that looks differently for all of us, doesn't it? You know, accepting the mother that we have may just be accepting that, you know, she had to die when I was a child. It may be she had to set me up for adoption. It may be, well, she abused me because she was abused. And it may be, you know, it's not just an intellectual thing. When we're talking Great Mother energy, we're talking emotional and intuitive energy. We're talking the real deal. Intuitive is the soul sidereal astrology. So for most of you Capricorn, Aquarius moon sign people, Capricorn is your sidereal moon sign. That is your soul sign. That is how you download intuition, your intuitive guidance. It's from a very kind of a organized, kind of a hardworking perspective, a perspective that really does have to do with the old wisdom, old world wisdom, and staying in line with that, being very truthful and hardworking toward living up to those values may be how it feels to the Aquarius Western moon sign, which is very emotionally sometimes detached, and at the same time, ironically, very giving, concerned with others. Most of all, it is an emotional genius that's able to really truncate and to deal with a lot of complex emotional situations and devise clarity with regard to the needs of others. You're able to really break down circumstances and situations. You might think of that auntie around holiday times where, you know, people are coming in and all kind of crazy chaos is going on, but somehow her house is always calm and that's where everybody wants to go, and that's where she may be an Aquarius moon sign person. That's that emotional Western astrology. Now for you, full moon is the climax. This is where we are in the lunar cycle, what Great Mother wants us to know in terms of those new moon wishes coming to fruition. Your Ishel, Ishel is having to do with not listening so much to what other people say. Your new moon wishes really had to do with, of course, first house energy. It was your new moon. And so first house energy is your actual physical body, your actual appearance, your vibe in the world, the vibe that people pick up for you. So that in relationship to your mother, and how to be inventive and how you come across to your mother and how you present yourself, that sort of thing. Those were new moon wishes that now coming into fruition. That self-creation at this particular time is something that you need to work more on, or to at least recognize that you are recreating yourself. This is a waxing gibbous moon card, revision, editing. Okay, it's really reworking it. This Ishel card is a second chakra card. And so second chakra energy is Jupiter energy. We're speaking chakras, we're speaking Vedic astrology. And so Jupiter rules Sagittarius and Pisces. So right now in the Vedic astrology, the South Node, I'm sorry, we don't have anything going on in Sagittarius. We don't have anything going on in Sagittarius in the Vedic. Or in, the only thing that we have going on with the Vedic with regard to Jupiter right now is Pisces is where Uranus is. Uranus is in Pisces. And so the climax for you is some type of change with regard to where you have been thus far on this journey. Okay, so on this journey of self-definition, you've probably just been going and going and going with that Uranus in Aries, and it was conjunct Mars for several months, 6 months or so. And so that energy for you in the Western was really all about communication, siblings, your neighbors, just expressing yourself, your self-esteem, okay, yourself, your vibe, okay. And so now with this full moon, with Uranus now being in Pisces, where we see the second chakra, it's more about you taking what you've gotten from the last 6 months and just kind of sitting with it for a minute. Just really kind of reflecting on it as you move forward. So if you're watching this before the full moon, during the waxing gibbous moon, you see where you've changed. You see where you may be a little alienated from others as a result of having expressed yourself. And that's why, we don't tend to do it. We don't tend to be as expressive as we could be because of the approval, of others that we want. We want other people to agree. And if they don't, it's very lonely and whatnot. But I'm getting the feeling that you've done this anyway. You've moved forward with this anyway, with this Capricorn Aquarius energy. And especially with that's why I was kind of halting there, because right now the Vedic and the Western have Capricorn in the South Node. It's going to change next month, and the Vedic is going to be Cancer. It's going to be Gemini South Node, Sagittarius South Node. That's why I was hesitating, because it hasn't happened yet with that Sagittarius in the South Node. But right now, it's really powerful. That Capricorn energy is really powerful. And with that soul sidereal and that Capricorn, you've just started, or I should say, you've had about maybe a year of being in what's called Sati Sati. Okay, maybe you've had 2 years of being a Sati Sati at this particular time. You've had 2 years. It's a 7-year period where Saturn revisits your soul dharma. why you were here as you, why you came here through you as you, what you came here to do. And it's typically associated with the dark night of the soul because we're being led by the soul. We have no choice in the matter. Basically, the soul is making some adjustments. Okay, it's getting on the GPS and it's rerouting some things, and the smartphone can't say nothing about it. Okay, and that's what we are, and this full moon, you have all of that going on basically with this Ixchel card. This is the Mayan goddess of fertility. And so there's a lot of recreation going on for you. This new eclipse season started, this revision, this editing, this Jupiterian energy with the Sagittarius that's about to be the South Node, but right now it's still Capricorn, which is your soul sign. You got a lot going on with this self-creation just coming off of this lunar new moon in Aquarius, where it was all about your new moon, okay? And it's your new moon for the year. And so it was your lunar new year. I used to do lunar year readings and people didn't get them. And so, but it's huge because it is your new moon for the year. It's the energy for the year. And your energy has right now to do with shining a light on your values as it relates to your family, because the sun is in the second house conjunct Mercury. What's bringing this up is this full moon card that you have, that's heart chakra energy. Now, wellness is the card when Dorothy and the three go before Oz and they ask their wishes. You have some new desires that are coming up as a result of this recreation of yourself. And this full moon is here to tell you that all is well in relationship to that. This is the most difficult thing to hear when we're going through the dark night of the soul, because like Dorothy, we still have to go to Oz and ask for our wishes. We still have to go through the dark night of the forest to get to the castle, to take the broom. We still have to do the stuff, even though Glenda says just keep the shoes on and you'll be cool. It's like, that easy. But it is, because if you remember when they were asking their wishes, they didn't know that all was well, and it was. And so you are asking your wishes and all is well for you, Capricorn, Aquarius, Moon sign people, regardless of all these challenges I've just described for you. It's for your awareness. It's not about judgment or condemnation. It's always about awareness. We are divine children of the great Mother, Father, God, who are never judged, condemned, or left alone. Never. So this is under the category of not being left alone. Okay, you're being given information to let you know that all is well. Glenda was with them the whole time. Great Mother is with us the whole time. The heart chakra is ruled by Venus, which rules Libra and Taurus. Mars has just left Aries and moved into Taurus. Okay, Uranus has left Aries and moved into Pisces. Well, Uranus is still there. It's just in Pisces in the sidereal. But the point is, when we're talking Vedic astrology, we're talking chakras. When we're talking chakras, we're talking Vedic astrology. And Libra, Taurus energy for you right now has to do with you being able to just be creatively accepting of your wellness, because you're totally being supported in the recreation. So we have self-creation, being creatively self-supportive, knowing that you're well. It's all of this, kind of touchy-feely stuff that has to do with your emotional space and kind of pumping it up a little bit this full moon with this wellness here. In your shadow, you don't know that you're processing all of this, which is why Great Mother's coming through with all this touchy-feely stuff. You're processing a lot. You're processing a lot because maybe how you have started to express yourself with your mother has made you feel even that much more alienated from her. And I'm getting alienation because the South Node for you really is 12th house energy. Okay? And so your 12th house is already about release. And then you're going to have, the south node in your 12th house. That's double release, Yes, technically it still is in the first house in the sidereal, which is what is kind of making this the case in your shadow, is that you're kind of processing from the 12th house of releasing how you expressed yourself in the past to really kind of being reborn and starting a new wheel of energy. You don't realize that you're coming to an end of a wheel of energy in relationship to how you've been expressing yourself to your mother. And you're going to start a new wheel of how you were doing that. Realizing that she's not going to change. You are. What you want is to get some answers. You're wanting to get some insight. That's probably why you're watching this video. You wanting to know, okay, so I'm processing all this, and so what is it going to be? Well, the Rhiannon card in the position of what you desire is about self-doubt. And so when we have self-doubt, we're not really in this creative position, which is why this is your significator card. This is what Great Mother wants you to focus on this full moon during this climactic period from this Aquarius new moon. Aquarius new moon for you had to deal with, again, your physical body, your identity, your vibe that you give off in the world. Don't have any doubts about that. You've been working on this for months now. You don't need me or anybody else to come through and tell you that you know which way that you want to go. Does it seem difficult? Does it even seem impossible? Perhaps. But don't doubt that what you really want are answers that you already have. Maybe that is what you needed to hear. Maybe that's what you needed to hear. Don't doubt that you have answers. You already do, Aquarius moon sign people. You can, get to the depths of some things that seem complex on the surface. You have this kind of what I call emotional genius to do that. Revelations kind of come to you, and you might take that for granted for other things in your life, and particularly right now, since this moon is in your seventh, 8th house energy, with it being in Cancer and sidereal. You probably are either on a soul level kind of focused on that soul contract with your mother, and then the being rebirthed emotionally, that you're not really understanding that in your support position, you can accept how you feel this full moon and get the power, the injection of energy that you need to take you through to the heart chakra of all of this. Get to the heart of this. So gut chakra full moon is Martian energy. It's that energy that says, hey, this is how it is. This is how I feel. I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to be at peace. I'm ready to start this wheel again. And this is in your support position. So you're being supported to do that. The heart chakra is saying that all is well for you to do it. Don't doubt it. Don't doubt it. Go for it. All is well for you to do exactly that, Capricorn moon sign people. Okay? Because the present status of your ego soul alignment is Adi Shakti. Adi Shakti is the waning gibbous moon card in the 2nd chakra. This energy is about gratitude and thanksgiving for being distracted, being taken off of your course. You thought that you were going one way with this, but in reality, you're discovering that, wow, okay, I was being discouraged and feeling alienated, but in actuality, I am processing all of this so that I can go on to a whole nother level of relating and relationship with my mother. This is the beginning of a whole new eclipse cycle that's going to be focused on how I evolve with regard to my mother. And this energy for me has to do with what is this 6th house energy? for Cancer North Node for you. If we have 12th house energy, Capricorn, we're talking about, Cancer really being, that 6th house energy. Your daily life is shifting. Your daily life is changing. So you can better deal with whatever maternal disputes you have. Even genetic diseases, disorders, that sort of thing. When you start a whole new wheel of energy, you go from 12th to 1st house, it is a shift. You might be feeling that you're at a place where you can pay off debts, or that you're wanting to pay off debts. You're not wanting to focus energy in this area with your relationship at home or your mother. You're wanting to reallocate your resources and your time so that you can heal, so that you can be in alignment with what your new and your true identity is moving forward. You've tested it out. You've been working with it. You are ready to go. There are just some issues around doubt having to do with the fact that you didn't know that you were ready, but you have been diverted from what you thought was going to be the outcome of this self-focus to what it really is about. And it's really about the soul work. It's really about you owning your beauty. This is why your soul wants to do the work of self-creation. It wants to own its beauty. It wants to own its emotional genius. It wants to own the fact that it knows the truth and that it's able to live in harmony with that truth. It's able to, with this solar mercurial conjunction in your 2nd house, reassess its values and take its power back, as we see Dorothy doing here in the Witch's Castle. This is throat chakra, waning gibbous energy, and this is 2nd chakra, waning gibbous energy. This is the phase after the full moon. This is the extraction from the full moon. And so this is really powerful because the first 6 months of 2019 is all about contraction. It's about contracting from 2018. The big me energy into, okay, what is going to be the most useful aspects of myself going forward, contracting. And the last 6 months, July to December, is about extracting. And so you're already beginning this extraction process. You'll probably feel it a little bit after the full moon for you. Okay, this is your lunar New Year kind of reading this month. And so if not now, the last 6 months of this year, you'll really be extracting a lot of clarity about what your beauty is, what your power is, and why you were diverted on your path during this time to claim it. How your soul wants to do this work is by self-mothering. This is an internal focus. This is about allowing yourself to be reborn and rebirthed. This is 8th house energy for you, this full moon. This full moon is all about taking care of yourself. It's all about regrounding yourself. That eternal energy that is in your 12th house is about taking the time alone to really be clear about what you need to feel nurtured, to feel loved. It's taking care of that identity that you've meticulously been cultivating over the last 6 months or so. Taking care of it. Okay, you're being reborn. And so when you were born the first time, there was a need, there was an expectation for the mother that you were experiencing MDT with to do that. With rebirth, we do that for ourselves. And this full moon is going to really shine light upon you with regard to that and how that is to be done for you. Follow through with it, because the likely outcome of you taking heed to Great Mother's message here today is that the angels are supporting you completely. Your angels, guides, and ancestors are supporting you, Capricorn, Aquarius, moon sign people, through all of this to live in loving detachment, to let go of the mother that you want, to accept the one that you have, which includes yourself and the mother of mothers, Great Mother. Remember, Great Mother loves you, and I do too.
Great Mother speaks. I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, deep space, the moon, dark matter, the void, the black hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami, Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary.